we realize that it's not at all Christian in any way to hate or persecute others. We look to others as being made in the image and likeness of God, but at the same time, it's wrong to essentialize people according to their sexual passions. Well, I spoke yesterday as part of the conference at Holy Trinity Seminary on chastity, purity, integrity, and Orthodox anthropology in the 21st century, or in a secular age. And as someone who teaches in higher education and writes and engages in secular intellectual culture, this is part of my professional work. Being an Orthodox Christian today in that environment can be challenging. And so I wanted to share some ways in which the current sexual ideology and culture in the United States seeks to silence people who are traditional Christians. And of course, as Orthodox Christians, we are part of the church that Jesus Christ established. So in following the teachings of the church and in standing for those teachings, we can find ourselves targeted in various ways by those who would wish to silence us. And negotiating this in higher education in the secular world has involved, for me in recent years, trying to make the point that we are not a Eurocentric or Western tradition in the way that that's usually understood. We are actually, in a sense, a non-Western tradition in Orthodoxy, that we have a much deeper sense of cosmology and anthropology that lie behind our teachings on sexual issues, that it's not simply a matter of only legalistic morality or natural law, but it goes much deeper than that. It's based in our experience through the church of the person of Jesus Christ, that he is the real source in Orthodoxy of our sense of identity, which is relational, it's not essential. So that regardless of the type of sexual identity or orientation, gender expression, gender identity that people may claim as Orthodox Christians, we see those types of identities, whether heterosexual, homosexual, otherwise, as essentializing man, essentializing passions that we do not see as the ultimate reality of each human being, that we look to each human being as made in the image and likeness of God. And so that it's important in our response to the culture to remember that, to keep in mind that the real basis for our resisting and having a different view of identity is in Jesus Christ and is in our anthropology and cosmology, ultimately our theology as well. There are aspects of Western tradition that have encouraged a much more objectified view of the human self, and this is now being carried out in a lot of different ways, so that we realize that it's not at all Christian in any way to hate or persecute others. We look to others as being made in the image and likeness of God, but at the same time, it's wrong to essentialize people according to their sexual passions. And that we need to be strong in our tradition with God's grace to be able to practice and express that tradition, to share it with others in need of healing, and also to pass that along to our children and younger people in the faith.